Chapter 8. Learning Reality. Tell me exactly what happened, Skylar said. There was a mysterious figure trying to do something to my father, Ven said. I was in the hospital when everything stopped. I would say that time stopped completely, he explained. That's what I thought, Skylar said. And what happened to your father? Well, he suddenly happened to be okay, Ven said. He was no longer in danger after the figure left. Skylar placed her hand on her chin to figure something out. Maybe he's the one with all the answers, she said. If he can do that much, and is mysteriously saving your father, then maybe he can do more than we've seen. More than stopping time and resuscitating a heart, she said excitedly. What happened when you actually got into the room? What did you do, Venny? Skylar asked eagerly. Ven said, When I saw him, I didn't know what to think, so I charged at him to try and get him away from my father. As far as I was concerned, I thought he was trying to harm my father. When I got close, I started to decelerate more and more the closer I got, Ven explained. It's almost like time slowed down rather than coming to a complete halt, he said. Another thing I forgot to mention is that my chest ached the more I got close to him. I see, so he doesn't just stop time. He controls it, Skylar said. Venny, you need to get stronger, and so do I. The first thing is to figure out how to get you to activate your ring's power, she said. I will focus on finding as many possible things as I can in different realities and expanding until I am able to see their importance. My power is more built on my imagination. If I can think of it, then it exists somewhere. It may be harder to find, but even the impossible exists because everything is possible, she said. You need to focus on figuring out how to charge your ring. Forget about thinking about your past to aid you for now. You need to build your stamina, she insisted. My stamina? Ven asked. Yes, your stamina, she said. I will write a list for you of what you should be doing every single day to improve your stamina. Skylar began to write the list on paper with a pen. After some time, she had finished. She handed the list to Ven, and he looked at it and then looked at her as if she were a crazy person. What are you looking at? Skylar asked nonchalantly. You! Ven shouted. Who do you think I am? Super dude? He asked. This list is insane, he said. Ven started to read the paper aloud. Extreme workouts for Venny. Run 5 miles every day, jump rope for 10 minutes every day, 100 push-ups every day, 100 sit-ups every day, 50 squats every day, and stretch for 10 minutes, every day. That's too much, he exclaimed. After hearing the list aloud, Skylar walked away as she said, Oh well, that's your problem. I'm staying over, by the way, she said. I'm sorry what? Ven said, clearly hearing her. What do you mean? Hello? Ven continued to call Skylar as she walked away, obviously ignoring him. Good night, Venny, Skylar said. Ven sighed, knowing that it was pointless to argue. He cleaned his home a bit and walked into his room. He put his things down and turned the light on. No, we are not doing this, he yelled. Skylar had been sleeping in his bed. All Ven wanted to do was strangle her, but he just grabbed an extra blanket and went to his sofa to sleep. The next morning, Ven headed to school. With everything going on, Ven took a few days off from school, so he decided that it would be okay for him to go back. With his mind more at ease, he figured that it would be okay. When he got to class, the teacher saw him. Good morning, Ven. The teacher greeted him. Welcome back, he added. Ven ignored him and headed to his seat. Once he got to his seat, he instantly noticed people were whispering around the classroom. Is he okay? One said. Have you heard what happened? His mother passed away, another murmured. Ven could hear these whispers around the room. He soon became angry. He got up and left the classroom. Ven took a walk around the school building. It was a sunny morning, so much so that Ven felt a need to shield himself from the blazing sun piercing the window. I'd been so caught up that I never even thought about the incident popping up on the news. There had been some questioning, but I told them lies. He thought, I need to get stronger, so that I can ensure that no one else goes through that. And as much as I oppose the extensive exercise list Sky gave me, I'll admit that it will make me stronger. I'll just do as listed. He sighed. The power of the first ring was able to affect the area, but I need power that will be able to control the area. There were 9 more rings on the rest of my fingers, all containing different symbols. I must unlock the other rings to know what the power will be, and even before that, I must reawaken the first ring. He thought. Ven decided to get started. He looked at the list and used the school's track field to his advantage. "All right, 5 miles," he said aloud. "How am I supposed to know how many laps that is?" he thought. "Hey, Sira. How many laps are there in 5 miles?" he shouted. The virtual assistant on his phone responded, 5 miles equals approximately 20 laps. 1 mile is equal to about 4 laps. Ven looked at the track in horror. He was tired before he even started to run. I could go a mile with no problem, but this is madness, he thought. Welp, I'm already here, so there's no point in complaining now. He began to run. First, he finished 1 lap, and within due time, he had been through 4 laps. He finished another mile after that, bringing him to 2 miles. Ven started to lose the feeling in his legs and started to lose control of his breathing, but he kept running. This became a mind-over-matter situation. Soon Ven had reached 3 miles. It became harder to breathe. At this point, he had been wheezing after every breath. Ven continued to run. He thought of the fact that there were only 2 miles left. After that, he could rest. It gave him a little motivation. Before long, he had completed the remaining laps. Once Ven finished running, he noticed his legs were extremely heavy, but also weak. It was hard to even walk. He tried desperately to catch his breath. He found a bench and sat down to recover his energy. Ven was happy despite being completely drained of energy. That was until he thought of the fact that he had to do this every day, and he had a lot more of the exercises left to work on. 3.5 hours have passed since then. Ven arrived at his home. Skylar had been sitting on the couch watching SpongeBob Circle Shirt. Ven stood directly in front of the television, holding the list up for her to see. "I've finished the list," he said aggressively. "I knew you could do it, Venny. While you were working your muscles, you should know that I haven't just been sitting around twiddling my fingers. I've discovered something new regarding my power. I want you to guess what I've learned. Can you read minds or something?" Ven asked. "Nope, I'll give you a hint." "Transportation," she said. I'm not sure," he said in confusion. "Venny, I can teleport," she yelled. "Whoa, seriously?" Ven was astonished. "Yes, however, it only works if I've been to the location before. I can only teleport within the reality that I am in. Think about it as if for each reality that I visit, there is a new map. I have to unlock that part of the map before I can travel back to it. It's almost like an open-world video game," she explained. "I'm a little tired. I'll show you another time. Make sure you're staying consistent with your training every single day. Good night, Venny." She then walked off. Ven had been so exhausted that he just fell asleep on the floor. He couldn't move a single inch. The next day, Ven did his exercises as per usual and repeated the cycle. He would also work on his diet to ensure that he stayed healthy. Ven proceeded to do this every single day for 5 months. His hair had grown longer during that time. He grew a small mustache and light hair on his chin. Ven had shown massive results. He made sure to maintain his daily workout practices. He had a six-pack, his arms had become more broad, and his legs were ripped. Skylar, Ven, and Matt all met up and went directly to the failed reality. Skylar thought it might have been about time. Ven was confident and determined. He hadn't only been working on his body all these months, it had also been on his mind. He was ready to change reality.